I'm here with Josi Martin and Ken Delgarno. And just first things first, how long have you two known each other and how did you first meet?
Ken?
We met probably around 1980 in high school. I was grade 12 and Josi was grade 10, and we were playing for the Central Cyclones football team. Yeah.
So you go way, way back.
Way back, yeah.
And so what made you want to tell Josi's story?
It was just something that I wanted to understand myself. You know, Josi was an alpha male, really. She played football for the Saskatchewan Hilltops, was a rugby player, played football for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, firefighter. And so really, when she came out, I basically just fell out of my seat almost, you know? It's that kind of a surreal thing. And so it was just something I wanted to understand. And I had wanted to tell or do a film before as well. And so this was just a perfect opportunity, yeah.
And Josi, for you, if it hadn't been somebody you knew, do you think you would have agreed to have gone through a documentary film process like this?
Ken went through a litany of obligations before I would agree to it. And so I don't think another person may have agreed to it, you know, and I needed trust, right? This is a very vulnerable story. And my first inclination was to go off into the sunset quietly into this transition. So when Ken came along, I said, I need a week to 10 days to think about it. And I realized that if I let this run amok on its own, it's going to be rumors, it's going to be hearsay, it's going to be blown out of proportions, my sexuality and everything's going to be questioned.
And that's the thing, though, is that I imagine it's an incredibly personal process to go through. So what was it like for you to do or participate in something like this that would be broadcast?
Oh man, and this is stripping it raw. Like this was putting out there an incredible vulnerability on my part. But you know what? I needed that because I needed people to understand the subtleties of this. And with all due respect to Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, when he did his Diane Sawyer interview, I watched it, and I was really excited to watch it because we have such parallels. And yet, when I watched it, I just thought it was so contrived and so sterile and so benign. And I had one oh wow moment through the whole thing when I should have been wowed from top to bottom. And so when Ken came along and suggested this, I went, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. And you're going to learn about my sexuality. You're going to learn about my pain and struggles and confusion. You're going to learn about my happiness and joy. You're going to learn all aspects in detail. And so it was very difficult. And even now, as my rugby buddies say, yeah, we're going to go watch your film, I cringe. And I'm tempted to say, yeah, no, it's sold out. Sorry.
Somebody that might be going through what you did for your entire life, if they are in the theater watching your film, what do you hope they get out of it?
Well, you know what I'm hoping more so than anything? It's not really, I hope that some transgender people will get some mileage out of this, but it's not really on a how-to on how to transition. What it is more is for people that are in mainstream public to realize there's many, many transgender stories. You know, like, yes, there's a little boy who dresses up in dresses, walks around with high heels and plays with dolls. That is valid and that happens. And he may very well be transgender. But this is also a story. That guy that you play beer hockey with on the weekend, he could be battling this demon too. So if he does come out, you know, be there for him. It's not that bad. Because you know what my friends find? They spend 10 minutes of me and they go, oh, that's just Pinky with different window dressing. You know, Pinky was my nickname. And lovely androgynous nickname worked out well.
Alrighty, thank you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Alex.